But Cody, you saw it last night. What did you think?
We took our boys to it, and I'll say that our children liked it. I did not care for it.
I think they matter more in this case, so I'm fine with
Maybe,
that.
but I mean, they liked it because they're not.
They
mean.
don't have good taste.
They're not mean, and they like a lot of things. So
Yeah, of course, yeah.
they didn't come out being like that was bad. Like
Right.
I just don't think they would have done that. So
I mean, they're not the age range yet to where they can really decipher, the good from the bad. I suppose they'll get to that age, but they'll realize, oh yeah, movies can be bad.
Oh, I'm still at the point where I'm deciphering like if Dwayne Johnson's in a film, like, oh, this is a good movie. that's where I'm at.
It should equal good. Why does it not equal good?
Yeah.
No, I felt that this movie's gonna suffer. To me, it spent the bulk of the time and the energy and effort on this like father-son relationship dynamic between grandfather and son and grandfather and father, and it just all that whole thing. And little kids don't care about that, and so much of the movie was about that and not about the funny things that could happen in this really strange world that they're in.
Right.
And there wasn't enough slapstick humor. There wasn't enough other stuff going on. The story was just, we got to get to the end of this thing,
Was the protagonist at least convincing enough that kids would want to follow them on this adventure? Because I feel like other Disney anime movies like really nail like getting good protagonists that they would want to follow, and then the marketing presents itself as that. Whereas the marketing to me seemed like that father-son relationship bonding adventure, but it didn't really tell me if either of them were good protagonists or not. Like they seemed okay, but not
it was
engaging.
Boring. They had a very masculine, like explorer
energy.
Yeah, energy in the grandfather.
Sure,
so it was all like rough and tumble and masculine, kill things and like guns and bows and
And the son isn't. Probably.
And then the son isn't.
Yeah.
The son is like, I love growing things and I want to be a farmer and I'm not into what you're in. And then the next son is, and then it's like, does the grandson take after the grandfather or the father? And then you find out the grandson has his own thing. Like, yeah, he wants to be an explorer, but he doesn't want to kill things the way grandpa and dad want to do. And so it's like finding your own path and not living up to your father's shadow, but who cares? It's in the backdrop of a really fun story. That's a element that should be there, but
they don't.
But not. It shouldn't be the whole movie, and it's the whole movie.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
That aspect of fun is left to two characters who don't have speaking roles.
Yeah, the best character in the whole movie is the dog. Literally, like the funniest, best, happiest character is the dog.
That's a very Disney thing to do, is to have the cute, funny sidekick, but you can't have it be the main.
The
hook,
only good one.
Think.
You can't.
It needs to be the surprise hook, kind of like Olaf was in Frozen.
Yes.
That became the surprise hook, and then they ran with it.
Yeah, but they do those excellent, and they did so well with this dog and with this Splat character. Like every time the dog was on screen, he was doing something that was more entertaining than the entire story.
Yeah, he was the only entertainment value in that movie.
Yeah,
which that shouldn't be the case for most animated movies.
You were in this world with super crazy looking creatures, and barely any time was spent on them.
Oh, they didn't.
Really?
They didn't. I mean, there was no understanding of the world that they had let themselves into, so they were at arm's length from everything. Versus when you were like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, when they had the
island, right?
The town was an island, and then it got overtaken by the
food.
In the second one,
the food, they became food animals, but they all had names and they all had funny actions that they would do and things like this.
And they all had their own personalities.
And this didn't have that.
No,
at all.
It was like oohing and ahhing, but no interaction.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
It was just they were at arm's length, and they had all these incredible creatures, and they just didn't. There was no real. Just give the things a name.
Yeah. They kind of did, but it was very...
There was a river of jellyfish, and at no point did they actually address it.
Right. Yeah, and then the end takes...
Oh, that's neat.
Then the end took a weird turn for me, which I'll just spoiler alert it. Their whole world, the strange world, is the inside of a big creature that they actually live on, and it's a big sea turtle. So it goes to that sea turtle myth that... The world is on the back of a turtle.
That's Aladdin 3.
In the ocean.
That's Aladdin the King of Thieves, except an island.
Yeah. So that's the big twist. That's what's over the end of the mountains.
Still cool, but
I thought it was dumb. I was just like, oh, great, it's a big turtle. The boys are like, it's a sea turtle. Oh my gosh!
But I figured it out.
Yeah, I'm with them. That sounds awesome.
It was enough like film noir that it was like, ooh, a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I appreciate that.
And then the big, I would say, elephant in the room about it was
sea turtle in the room.
Yeah, the big sea turtle in the room was that the grandson character is gay. And they have conversations about it, and they're very loving and accepting. Like it's never a weird thing. But I think that just turned off so many audiences to it that it's really going to suffer.
Which is strange because I felt like this was more quieter of a reveal than, say, Lightyear, Beauty and the Beast.
Nope.
Star
no, you
Wars.
missed the Lightyear thing.
Cody missed the Lightyear thing watching it in the theater. She walked past it.
I meant more leading up to like the movie's release.
Oh,
not
correct.
Like in the movie.
It's quieter, but
it's going to be.
Everybody was so upset about Lightyear, and then when they found out that Disney did it again with this film, they're just I don't trust Disney. I'm never watching Disney again.
I wonder if it is that trust thing because again, it seemed like to me they kept it hidden more than they did for the last time. I just learned the lesson,
I just don't think you can advertise it because you immediately alienate a huge percentage of your audience.
They have alienated it, and I'm finding now that Disney was like the bread and butter in our rural small markets, and now nobody wants to play it. Like, and nobody's showing up either. Yeah. And it's just
they probably didn't see it coming until it's too late.
Disney's really hurt themselves with that brand with going with that agenda, and I know that they feel a certain way about it, but the audience is telling them on a certain level, we don't want this.
Disney was an all audiences studio.
And no matter trust them.
No matter what film they were putting out there.
No matter what they put out, parents felt that they could trust whatever Disney put out was good and solid, and I didn't have to vet it.
And parents is a very generic term.
Very generic.
I'm not going to sit and do the, we believe this, we apologize for this.
No. This is just in general from the sentiment I'm getting from my conversations, and what we always thought about Disney was I didn't even need to know the name of the movie or what the movie was about. I just said, I have a Disney movie at Thanksgiving. We're going to put that on a screen. Like it was just a slam dunk. Didn't even have to think about it. Now we have to vet the films. We have to notify what's in them if there's a diverse character of that sexual orientation, and it's just so different.
And where
it's very frustrating.
Where we've had ambiguous characters before, where we've had Lightyear, where it was a blip of seconds and a blip of seconds and a blip of seconds. This was right out there.
In the first 5 minutes
there was
of the movie.
There was no hiding it, which is not what. I'm not even going into this.
Yeah, we're not going to go into the merit of what that is.
It was front facing this time.
Yes.
It was a main character and it was front facing.
Right. I think Disney did a great job handling it, but the fact that it was in a children's animated movie is what upsets audiences the most.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how you get around that anymore. And as a theater owner, it's got to be so hard because you can't censor what goes into the theater. You got to let the audience tell you what they want and what they don't want, and they'll speak with their money. But
they're speaking to the theater owner with their money.
Yeah.
Disney is being spoken to by nobody answers.
I don't know.
Nobody talks. Nobody
what
talks.
Are you talking about?
Nobody talks to God.
Yeah.
Nobody talks to Disney.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just something that
it's a weird, sticky situation that we're in. Just in the political times that we're in right now, and with the direction that's heading and exploring all different types of characters, it's just this really conflicting issue that theaters and Disney are in, and it's hard to know how to handle it, how to strategize for it, and how to get a good response from it.
We book for theaters, we work with theater owners, we work with theater employees. This isn't CNN, this isn't Fox News. We don't work in these political spectrums, but now we do.
Yeah, that's what I guess
which is crazy.
Is the most the hardest part for us is that it's permeating our job. We've never had to say, okay, theater owner, manager, there's this controversial topic in this. I've never had to do that.
Unquote,
I've never been like, they blow guys away and there's blood clouds. Maybe you should warn some people. Like, it's just never
Santa
been
Claus
a thing.
murders 40 people in this movie. And
Hey,
nobody
this
cares.
war movie has action in it. Be careful.
Maybe I would warn somebody for a rape scene. That was probably the most controversial thing that I ever really had to deal with. Was maybe,
but it was usually it was always in an R-rated horror or war film that was terrible.
Yeah,
it was never.
It was. You knew what movie you were going to. Yeah. Let's just say that, and the kids weren't going to it. But this is just.
I feel like people forgot how to figure out what movies they're going to see.
Oh, for sure, and
like the comprehension of what they're about to attend is kind of lost on people. Well, that's also.
And the narrative is taking over. If somebody writes an article, no matter how small or where or how Looney Tunes they are in their commentary, somebody will pick it up, and then that becomes the narrative of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like Lightyear was really a good movie. I thought. I really, really enjoyed it. And I felt that it was so overshadowed by its controversy, which was really sad because you missed out on a good movie. Unfortunately for this one, I don't think this one's a good movie, so I'm not really sad about it.
You're looking for a redeeming quality here.
It's just not good on a lot of different levels. This controversy is not making the movie bad. The movie is bad for other reasons.